This is Oilersnation Radio, your one-stop shop for everything Oilers. 1 hour of straight hockey talk with Bagged Milk, Tyler, Liam, Rick, and Dan starts now.
Oilersnation Radio Friday episode. Gang's all here. Tyler's here. Dan's back from vacay. Rick's here. Liam's here. And Reese has a microphone. Woohoo.
Does he?
Yeah.
Got the splitter hooked up and everything.
We got our man in.
Holy shit.
I like that he provides me a little laugh track when I make jokes and I hear him giggling behind me.
And the listeners hear it in their ears.
Very, very enjoyable. Reese, opening thoughts for the listeners today.
Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Doing opening and closing thoughts now?
We might as well. What did you have to say, Liam?
Can I do the delicious debate?
Go right ahead.
Sure you can, but first I got to tell you.
I'm very disappointed. I want to step up.
Just had such a banger.
I mean, 2 weeks ago, I'm pretty sure we did at least 2 or 3 delicious debates.
No, you go first.
No. I was just joking. Mine are average at best.
I would like to read the plug for our friends at Oodle Noodle. Okay. Then you guys can decide amongst yourself whose debate is most delicious.
You should fight over the microphone as he's reading the ad.
Yeah. You can add 2 green onion cakes, 5 spring rolls, or 6 wontons to your order for just $2 with the purchase of any premium or signature box at Oodle Noodle. Offer available in-store at oodlenoodle.ca for takeout only. Liam or Tyler?
Who's first?
Big news from your former team?
Yeah, fucking bullshit.
Oh, shit. Damn. Okay.
Wow.
Seriously?
Oh, yeah, big time.
Oh, damn.
Big dive.
Big news in the AJHL world, or BCHL world, sorry. Anyways, delicious debate. You want it? Have at her.
So David Pagnotta is on the DFO Rundown Insider Edition. Did you see this?
I know he does the show, yes.
Today with Earth?
Yeah.
Or was this
Down to earth?
This was on. And
this is
the clip caption. The Oilers and the Leaves discussed a potential Morgan Reilly trade before the deadline. David Pagnotta expects Edmonton to circle back again as both teams believe they need to retool their blue lines. Delicious debate. Would you welcome Morgan Reilly to the Edmonton Oilers? He currently makes like $7 or something million, right?
Second part, would you welcome Tessa Virtue to the Oilers WAG community?
Who's that?
The figure skater.
Oh, is that his girlfriend or wife?
I believe so. I thought they're married.
Is that right? From the 2010 Olympics.
Yeah, Tessa Virtue. They're married.
Wow.
So factor that into your answers is all I'm saying.
Well, I'm really.
So that's where he gets his edge work from.
Mm-hmm. We lose the Sarah Nurse connection.
Well, not necessarily.
Well, yeah, because there's going to be a 1-for-1. What's his contract?
775, isn't it?
Yeah.
How many years left?
I think he has like 4 years left too.
Yeah, it's quite a bit of term.
His ends in 2030. 7.5.
And when does 2.5s end?
2.5s ends in 2030. So they end at the same time, but Reilly's $2 million cheaper.
And also, the $2 million cheaper would obviously be the benefit for Edmonton. I think Reilly is old. 1 year younger?
Morgan Reilly.
He's 32. How old is Nurse?
Nurse is 31.
Okay, so
he's
Morgan
a year
Reilly's
older.
And also, he has full no trade until 2028.
But the expectation, John Chaika is apparently sitting down with him, and they're going to iron out a list.
Yeah, but if he came here...
If he came here, that would be a disadvantage for the Oilers. So I was just trying to lay out...
There's no trade to kick back in again when he came here, right? Or how does that work?
Yeah, it would.
So would you accept?
No.
Obviously,
Doesn't Darnell also have?
No, his kicks in next year.
Oh, he does have a no trade clause. Yeah,
He's got full no move.
And
This year.
Yeah.
The next year it kicks in. But
To a
you can
10 team.
Yeah, but you can utilize... You can try to use that as a bargaining chip and go, hey, listen, next year we get to freely trade you to any of these 10 teams. Or you can work with us this year and end up kind of going to something more where you would like to go.
give us 5 teams. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is the delicious debate? Would we accept?
You want to see Morgan Reilly come to Edmonton?
If it's 1-for-1, I would take it just for the cost savings.
I think it's.
I don't know that. I mean,
he's also a left shot.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
You had to look.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't remember Connor walking his ass?
Oh my God, Kate. Let's
this
not get
is the
too
whole
distracted
Hemsky
here.
thing all over again.
I would not do it. Morgan Reilly doesn't kill penalties. Doesn't really kill penalties.
Does Nurse kill penalties?
I mean, they use him on the penalty kill.
Yes.
I'll take a guy who can be used on the penalty kill versus a guy who can't be used on the penalty kill. And the $2 million would be nice because it'd probably go a long ways in helping you bring back a guy like Connor Murphy. But I just don't know, man. The losing a penalty killer thing makes me nervous. Morgan Reilly's foot speed makes me nervous. does he help you accomplish what you want to do to this roster? The money saving is great, but yeah.
I don't think $2 million is enough savings in order to take. I think Nurse is a better defensive defenseman. I know we're not talking about an enormous amount of riches on either side of that, though. I think he brings more snarl to the defense, which you kind of want to have. I just say no.
I think all of that stuff is true. I don't disagree with anything you said. I guess it's a matter of how badly do they want to trade Darnell Nurse.
Yeah.
Because if they do, and they really, really do.
But you have an opportunity to trade him to 10 different teams next year for relatively without any restrictions, whereas Morgan Reilly still has another year after that, if not two, if I can.
Yeah, I guess if you really, really want to trade Darnell Nurse, you're not getting good stuff back.
No.
So you might as well save $2 million.
I think you can get better than that option, though.
So we're taking this in a very let's Lucic for Neil our way out of this, right? Where it's hey, Morgan Reilly, is he a better fit? Maybe yes, maybe no. Neil ended up really not being that much of a better fit because they had to buy him out eventually.
Good year, though.
Yeah, that one good year, yeah. And
great teeth, too.
To be fair, Lucic had a good year, too.
He did.
That was annoying.
There's a part of me that wants to do what DJ Bean has suggested, where it's all right, you could save $2 million by going from Nurse to Reilly, but then you might also just still be stuck with another albatross contract who doesn't work here, who maybe even fits in here worse than Nurse does, and the fit in the locker room and all that stuff. Maybe, what if you shop Nurse around at dead on 50% retained? Who would you rather have on this blue line next year, Connor Murphy or Darnell Nurse?
Oh, Connor Murphy.
But if you're
based on, you're going to have a hole either way that you need to fill. It's probably a little bit easier to fill the Murphy hole. I know you're not going to like that. It's going to be a little bit harder to fill the Murphy hole in terms of everybody in the organization. A little bit, not that big. Yeah, that's a weird. No.
My logic is if you keep 50% of Darnell Nurse, you actually might be turning him into a positive asset. With how weak free agency is, I legitimately think a San Jose, a Buffalo, these teams Ottawa who are shopping for D-men, Nurse at 50% retained, they might sit there and be like, shit, we'll give you a pick for that. If you're willing to eat that much money, we'll give you a pick. Then you take the 4.75 or 4.6 you've now saved, you give that to Connor Murphy, and in this equation, you're dead even cap-wise. You're still spending, if you take Nurse's dead money and Murphy's new money, you're still dead even at 9.2. You've accumulated a pick, and you have the guy who I think is the better defenseman.
Do you have to eat 50%?
Maybe it's not even, maybe it's 30.
That's what I'm talking
maybe
about.
Maybe it's 40. Whatever the number is, I don't really
there's a difference, though,
Sure, but I think there's a path to keeping enough money on Darnell Nurse that he actually becomes a positive asset. And I think I'm more interested in going down that route than I am going down the route of let's flip this guy for an albatross contract.
Agreed. Now,
the other thing I'd listen to, I know I'm rambling here, but if you swap Nurse for Reilly, because part of the Lucic for Neil deal was that you could go and buy out James Neal so easy. So the Oilers gave up an extra pick, basically knowing hey, we're going to buy this guy out and we're out of this easier than we would have been the Lucic deal. What if you swap Nurse for Reilly? You say, Morgan, we know you don't really want to play in a Canadian market. You want to get out of the noise. We're going to keep 1.5 of you, and San Jose's taking you. And you do a little, and now you're only out $1.5 million, and you've gotten rid of all the dead money.
But do you think, in your scenario, just ask the question.
No trade.
Do you think that the Oilers would really be comfortable having, what does that turn out to? $7.5 million in dead space on their caps?
That's what I wondered too. I don't think they can just keep putting dead money on.
Because they've got Campbell still at 2.6.
Darnell Nurse can still play.
Yep.
Yes. 2 assists today even.
Canada worthy.
Trade him.
Mm-hmm.
You know? If you can. One thing I'm curious about on the Morgan Reilly front, are you surprised the Leafs haven't bought him out? I just looked. His buyout's it's not great, obviously, but they would say $4 million for the next 4 years, and then it would be a penalty of $2 million for the next 4 years onwards. I don't think that's not that bad in comparison to when you look at Nurse, who is basically buyout proof. The others would save essentially nothing forever.
So a couple of counterpoints there. As I listed out that scenario of flipping Morgan Reilly, if that's a possibility, you'd have to think Toronto just does that, then they don't take Darnell Nurse. Right?
Yeah, I would not say the Oilers should buy him out.
Yeah. And then even from that perspective, if the Leafs are we're going to buy out Morgan Reilly, they could just keep $2 million of that, save even more money, have less dead cap hit. And again, I think there's a rebuilding team out there who would look at Morgan Reilly at $5.5 million and be like, Yeah, fucking rights will sign up for that. He's going to be a good vet.
Somebody cut that. I don't want the Leafs to get any fucking ideas here.
Stop doing their job for Chayka over there.
Don't let this shit get out to Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
I think one thing, and this isn't just for Rielly, that's necessarily the point, is like, there's a lot of players who like get these crazy contracts who just never live up to them. One I kind of think of often is, I know different players, but like Oliver Ekman-Larsson is someone I think about. It's like, that guy was dead to rights when he was in Vancouver. Like, no one wanted him. He leaves, goes to Florida, goes to a positive environment, and he like flips things around. Like, I wonder if, like, I don't even know what the trade would be if it is not Darnell Nurse, but like, if this comes to it with Rielly, where it's like the end of the road for him in Toronto, would they just buy him out? And then is that worth it for the others to be like, yeah, we'll take a shot at Morgan Reilly? He's still serviceable NHL player.
So again, like, here's a scenario I'd love. They buy out Morgan Reilly. The Oilers keep 50% of Darnell Nurse, send him to Buffalo, Detroit, Ottawa, and then they go give Morgan Reilly $3 million on a 1 or 2 year deal and say, come do what, to an extent, like Tyson Barrie came here on a short-term deal. Yeah. I guess he never really built up his value, but he led the league in scoring the 1 year and all that. But like, could you do and sell Rielly on like coming here as a reclamation sort of project, a la
Where do you see Rielly fitting in the lineup?
Third pair.
That's where my issue is that it's just I just feel like it's like a lateral move. And I hear what you're saying about when you talk about like bringing in another team's project and wanting to give them a new.
I would do it for like elite, like low cost.
Yeah, I just like, for me, the Morgan Reilly thing, like the way that he was sold in Toronto and the way that, like, I guess that you would sense that his comeback would come is via a power play and via some time on that blue line to be a quarterback, which is just not an option here.
It might be though. Like if this whole, like, because I know what you're totally saying, like the spot today is not an option, but like the conversation around those press conferences at the end of the year were, well, we have to play everyone, and these guys can't play as much anymore. So like, if the new head coach comes in, whoever that is, right, Bruce Cassidy, and he's like, well, I'm not playing you guys for 2 full minutes on the power play anymore because I want everyone to kind of be involved in things.
That's a good point.
When we're up 5-1 or something like that, like, you guys aren't going out. Or whatever it may be, whatever the scenario is. And does that fill a role for Rielly? I don't know. Toronto's such a, and it's similar to Edmonton. I don't think it's quite as bad, but like, it's a toxic environment. And Mitch Marner has left him and gone to Vegas, and it's like
he's leading the playoffs in points right now.
Brand new play. The goal he scored yesterday was one of the best playoff goals ever.
Yes,
and he was never doing that in Toronto because people were literally going to his house and threatening him. Like, I just think of like Rielly of like, well, he still had 11 goals, 36 points last season. It's not great by any means, but if that guy comes around and it's like, hey, you can have Morgan Reilly because he just got bought out for $3 million, like you said, it's like, take the shot.
I want to see what other teams are offering first. I want to see what kind of deals we can talk to Ottawa about, because even they're talking about they want a defenseman who can eat a lot of minutes.
Yep.
Nurse would fit in there.
Nurse can play a role for teams like that. 100%. Absolutely.
And I don't think you need to eat 50%. You might be able to, you're going to eat something in order to like close to win it, or you need to find that diamond in the rough they have. But
well, and that was my concern too, is that is everybody just assuming that we would do it straight up, or would Toronto not want the money to be even?
Well, I don't think the others would do that because I think Nurse is significantly better than Morgan Reilly.
Got it.
Like, I
don't know about significantly, but
I think Nurse can still defend and like have a role on a team where like the advantage for Edmonton in a Morgan Reilly trade, if they were to trade Nurse, isn't that they were getting a better player, it's that they're getting $2 million or whatever it is in cap relief. That's the way I would look at it.
I was looking at some of their on-ice 5v5 numbers on Natural Stat Trick. In 3 of the last 4 years, Nurse has had a positive goals for percentage at 5-on-5. And in all 4 of those years, his expected goals for percentage has been better than his actual goals for percentage, which tells you a little bit
about that's Daryl.
Yeah, it tells you a little bit that when he's on the ice, they don't get saves, which you could argue quality, but expected goals is supposed to factor that in.
How's Rielly look?
Morgan Reilly in 3 of the last 4 years has had a positive positive goals for, but in 3 of those 4 years, he's had a negative expected goals for, which tells you, again, it's flipped. Like Darnell, when he's on the ice, doesn't get the saves. Morgan Reilly, when he's on the ice, does get more saves than he should. And that's part of the thing with Nurse. I know, like, again, I think a fresh start is needed for everyone in this scenario. I think the fan base doesn't want it anymore. I think Darnell is probably sick of hearing it from the fan base as much as he loves playing with Connor and all of them. And as much as he maybe doesn't want to move, I think professionally he'd recognize that a breath of fresh air is probably pretty good. I think the organization wouldn't mind moving on. But I also think that because it's just gotten so toxic in big stretches of the fan base and it's so toxic kind of around the team even right now, I think people are just kind of forgetting that, to your point, like Darnell Nurse can still play hockey.
You can take a step backwards here by making a trade. And that is one thing I'd be
Chris
worth.
Russell. He's Chris Russell.
If he made $2 million, we'd love him.
If he made $5 million, $6 million, even $7 million, like you're looking at him and be like, well, that's not that bad. At least he's doing something.
We'll put him in with all the $7 million defensemen, and he's probably not as bad.
I think that Jay Fresh is what's the other guy called? Dom
Lucian.
He did his thing the other day, and he had a Nurse graphic, and I think his value for contract based off his algorithm was $5.9 million, which is still a very respectable defenseman in the NHL. Which Nurse is, he just makes too much money, and he'll never hit that expectation.
So then, should you prioritize bringing back a Connor Murphy because either A, Nurse works well with Murphy, or two, if Murphy and Wallman become the pairing you want them to be, then Darnell Nurse, albeit expensive, is just a third pairing D-man for you. And he's clearly in that level and can be that kind of guy.
Well, it's interesting. I agree with you. Maybe they even think so highly of Connor Murphy's abilities that they think like, hey, like, just in this scenario, they did that trade. And it's like, we think Connor Murphy can make Morgan Reilly better.
Yeah, maybe.
It's a big risk, of course. Like, the depth was the
I'd rather not take the risk and just find out if Connor Murphy can make Jake Wallman better.
Yeah, the devil you
know
is better than the devil you don't.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Put that on a quote card.
Get two birds stoned with one bush.
Yep, that's another good one.
Yep. Anything else on this?
Nah.
Don't do it.
I will say, don't like that it's out there.
Well, everything's out there.
Well, but like, the fact that this is out there kind of is like, shit.
Yeah, but it's all coming from Toronto because they want to try and fleece us.
Well, Dave told us on the show that they tried to do this at the deadline. He never said Reilly.
He made it sound more like Nick Waugh.
Nick Waugh.
Yeah,
so I don't like that they've come from like, a $3 million player for another year to, here's $7.5 million for the next however long that is.
I just don't. All things considered, and this is not going to be popular, I would rather just keep Darnell Nurse over a lateral move for
100%.
somebody you don't necessarily.
We just saw a lateral move that didn't work very well for us at all, I don't believe. If you look at these 6 defensemen on paper, where do you rank them in the league? On paper, not on the ice. On paper.
The Edmonton Oilers?
Yes. The way they finished. The way they finished.
On paper or on the ice?
On paper.
I think if guys are healthy and playing well, it's in the top half of the league.
Okay, so that point, so would we not say that the whole team pretty much underachieved this year?
Yes.
And a coach, you can bring in a coach who gets the most of their players, I think is the biggest move you can do for this team.
Yeah.
Get the most out of the roster. This roster underachieved this year. That is why we are where we are. We are not as bad as half the Twitter wants to tell you we are. We are, that's just not the case. They underachieved. You need a coach who's going to get the most of his players. And that's the one thing you focus on right now.
Well, then we should talk about it.
Okay.
Coaching change has been made, but first I got to tell you about our friends at Swiss Donaire. Swiss Donaire is home for the old school Donaire with options if you want some flair. Open for 25 years, 7 days a week. Pride of the North Side, Swiss Donaire is great for your events at home or the office. Check out their location at 8308 144th Ave Northwest or order online at Swiss Donaire. Well, did we have predictions on when Kris Knoblauch was going to get gassed? I feel like we did.
Or did we have predictions on when what's-his-face was coming? No, maybe there was on the way going out. I know my day.
Did you guys check the tiebreaker between Liam?
Yeah, I won.
Nice.
What day was Kris Knoblauch fired on?
And he went to the tiebreaker on the tiebreaker.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
What day was Kris Knoblauch fired on? Yesterday?
Yesterday.
So
May
14th. I was June 1.
Is it closest without going?
Yes.
Well, okay, here. Liam is May 5th. He did not win. Rick was June 1st. He did not win. Bagged Milk was May 15th.
Oh, I was close. I thought it was a good Friday news dump.
I was May 12th. So I think I win because I didn't go over.
Oh, that's close though.
You went over.
Yeah, no, I think you went over.
May 12th to May
The
14th?
action.
The action went over, or did his prediction go over?
His prediction went
The
over.
action occurred.
He predicted the 15th, but it happened on the 14th. Therefore, he's over.
he's over.
Yeah,
I'm not
you're
over.
under.
I'm under.
My apologies.
That's why I had some
The
confusion.
under is the before and the over is the after here. So
All I hear,
under.
Tyler, is that we kind of nailed it.
Yeah,
You're
we
real
were pretty
close.
close. BM and I each get half a point.
Yeah, half
I
point.
would have
I
said
will take my half.
the 14th.
So I want to know what the real date would have been had this not leaked out the way it did.
I think
So-
it was the same day.
Yeah, it would have been.
Our friend, our former colleague Frank Saravalli broke the news that the Oilers had reached out to Bruce Cassidy. Vegas, whatever you want to call it, said no in the interim. So that came out, obviously kind of past the point of no return when you find out they're going to talk to another coach.
When it gets out there, he already knew that they're out there searching. So it's
Yeah,
not like this
yeah,
was a
yeah,
surprise to anybody involved.
I guess the one thing is
just
like
went down the wrong
when
avenue.
Frank broke the story, I guess it removed the optionality of them being able to talk to somebody and still bring Knoblauch back, I guess.
Yep.
Yes.
Anyway, way she goes.
So it's
Way
like
goes
this. If you're
Nobby.
contemplating getting a divorce, right?
Yep.
I'm kidding.
No, walk it through. I want to hear your
No, you know what? I think I'm just kind of going to stop talking for a couple segments here.
Everybody knows when you're going to get a divorce, you got to have a new girlfriend locked in first.
Yeah. Do you
I-
go flirt with the cute girl at work a little bit and see if she's in?
Well, like,
yeah.
you know when the end is coming.
Well, in that case, then we should be able to go back to Knoblauch, no problem, because I saw Miss Rossini have very nice photos with her actual husband on Mother's Day, which was well after everything's come out.
Which brings up the point. Maybe Kris Knoblauch's into this.
It might very well might be.
Maybe.
We're losing the plot a little.
He's just sitting at home scrolling through Twitter, reading everything.
Yeah.
He's enjoying it.
To the point of the actual question, I do think they were trying to have their cake and eat it too, where it was like, they recognize Bruce Cassidy's an upgrade. Okay, let's go see if we can get him. And if we can get him and the money works, we're going to fire Kris Knoblauch. If we can't get Bruce Cassidy, I think they were sitting there being like, let's just keep Kris and give him new assistants. I think that's what they wanted to do, and it blew up in their face.
How did this get released? How did it get leaked?
My best guess would be Bruce Cassidy's agent.
So I gotta start taking screenshots of this because I read a tweet.
You're always writing
I know.
over there.
I read a tweet that there was a chance it was Holland.
I
No,
don't
that was
buy-
me.
Oh, that was
that you?
Liam.
I was saying that.
Liam started
I
that,
gotta
and
start
then
reading
there
this.
was some like aggregator account that put it out the next day.
Oh,
and I
that-
was like, I think they just watched our show and took it from Liam.
And then Friedman came out and said that it was not, like neither team had been granted.
Yeah,
any-
no.
Because
no
at first, the timeline was, but he interviewed in L.A.
Right. Yeah.
But then it was like, actually, no, he didn't. Pranked you.
Which would have been just amazing for Oiler fans to have to do.
The NHL just has to get over figure this out, and if you get fired, you're still under contract. They still got to pay you, but they cannot control who you talk to.
That's the thing that I don't get.
This is going to cost us the draft pick. I know it.
It's like,
that's
and
not
Calgary's
the
going to get it somehow. It's because it's like you gassed him.
Yeah, you don't want them.
I get it. You're still paying the bill, but like he should have the option to go talk to somebody. And if he locks in his new gig, all of a
You're
sudden
off the hook.
You're off the hook.
Yeah.
It's just it's a challenge just from the standpoint of, especially for Cassidy's case, where like he was coaching the team not 3 weeks before or 4 weeks
7
before.
games before the end of
He
the
got
season.
fired like 6 weeks ago. Yeah,
Six,
not even.
5-6 weeks ago. So like there's an element of like you don't want necessarily having teams getting information out of them there, but I hear what you're saying.
But
Like you got to open it up.
No,
but at the
because
same time,
you could have no contract. His contract could be up. But
the owner is paying that money to him.
Yeah, but you could be hired the next day. But your contract could be up and still have all that information and go sign somewhere else.
Yeah.
There is no difference other than the fact they want to have control over a human being.
well, and that's arguable when you're
When you buy out a player, they're not restricted from going out
because
and
you buy
finding
them
home.
out because you're buying
Same
out the
damn
contract.
thing.
It's kind of similar, yeah.
Yeah, I suppose they should have to buy out the coach when they fire them.
But I mean, they are. They're paying them.
They're paying them to stay on salary though.
I just think, I do wish the NHL, and this is probably some sort of thing to do with like a coaches collective bargaining thing, because I think there is a coaches union. You should probably just next time your CBA's up, be like, hey, new rule. If you gas them, they're free to talk to whoever they want.
And then we get all of our draft picks back.
Yeah.
But we still going to have to give one up somewhere.
probably.
Do you guys care about the way it went down?
What?
Like,
I think that I thought it was really overblown.
I couldn't believe how crazy it was over.
I don't think it's unusual. Like I think of what's the guy that got gassed in Boston? What's that guy's name?
Jim Montgomery?
Yeah, he got a job basically 2 seconds later.
Yeah.
You don't think that team went and talked to him before gassing whatever that guy's name was?
Bannister, yeah.
Kris
Here's-
Knoblauch
Former Oiler.
Well, yeah, he
got
got.
hired on the same day that Woodcroft was fired.
So of course this happens. I thought it was super overblown.
I thought about it today because everyone's doing like, there's Vegas playing their classic mind games with everyone. I had the thought today, like if this was reversed, let's say Edmonton had fired Kris Knoblauch and Toronto reached 100%. Out and was like, can we talk to him? And the Oilers were like, nah, maybe later. The Oilers would be getting roasted for it. I just think the Golden Knights are in a media darling franchise. Oh, they're so cutthroat. They do all this stuff because all they want to do.
They'd be like, oh my God, they're just doing their thing.
I also think
same thing.
Because they do this all the time, that this is just what they do.
Yeah.
I wrote about it.
And it's kind of like, to me, it kind of reminds me of South Park. And just follow me through. South Park can say the most absurd shit on earth. And nobody gets mad about it because it's like, those guys have been doing this for 20 years now.
Fair.
Yeah.
So I think with Vegas, like whether it's the Marc-Andre Fleury thing or just their ability to trade people immediately when they don't want them, I just think people are just, Vegas is doing their thing. Honestly, I respect it. I wish the Oilers were more cutthroat.
There's some old Always Sunny episodes that are still popping on normal cable that are saying some interesting stuff.
Yeah, some of those early seasons of It's Always Sunny a little.
They don't give a shit about.
Yeah.
But yes, if Vegas did the exact same thing we did, everyone would be like, Vegas, they're just ruthless. That's who they are. Yep. They're awesome. That's why they are where they are. But every time we do something, it's under 6 microscopes and everybody wants to shit on it.
Well, it's just a double standard.
Welcome to being in Edmonton.
I think I wasn't feeling this way until I saw Mark Spector on TV the night before being like, he's still not fired. And it just felt like there just is some vultures in the media where they want to be able to get that. And I'm not saying necessarily Spector is the vulture here, but just overall, it just seems like they want to go after the Oilers organization.
Eastern media will go after us for everything we do.
Which again, fair game.
To be fair, in this case, it was Edmonton media. Gregor had a pretty strong take.
100%.
That's true too.
No, I'm not, take nothing away, but just in general, everything that we do gets under a massive microscope by Eastern media. And if you did do that 1-for-1 with Toronto, both teams would be eviscerated because neither one of them took care of our defensive issues.
Yeah.
Well, it's even like people are calling the Oilers a gong show.
This happens
because they did one thing?
Well, they were, they were doing due diligence.
Yeah.
I just think it got out. They just got caught.
Yeah, they got caught.
They look stupid. And there's no denying that, of course. But just because you went through and looked at all the previous hirings and was like, no one else has done this, doesn't mean that they didn't do it. The Oilers would actually be, honestly, kind of stupid not to start getting shit ready to go.
If they would have fired Kris Knoblauch, the next day Bruce Cassidy landed in LA and then the Oilers were sitting with their pants around their ankles, they would be getting roasted for not doing, how could you fire Kris Knoblauch without having some idea of an answer from Bruce Cassidy?
100%. Agreed.
And that's all they did. And I don't think it's a coincidence that the next day on 32 Thoughts, after the story initially broke and Knoblauch hadn't been fired, the next day on 32 Thoughts, what does Friedman say? Bruce Cassidy, his preference is to coach the Edmonton Oilers. That also got out on purpose. You don't think Bruce Cassidy was sitting there being like, oh shit, they might not fire Kris Knoblauch? Hello, agent. I want you to get it out there that I would like to coach the Oilers. And then the next day Friedman's talking about it. This information all comes from reputable sources.
Maybe he made that phone call because he heard that Tampa Bay is going to fire their coach in 2 weeks and he wants the job before he gets offered.
Nah, we can put
Bruce Cassidy listens to O&R.
Yeah.
He knows.
Obviously.
Yep. Speaking of Friedman, this was another quote from, I think this one was 32 Thoughts or it was maybe Fan 590. I got a couple of Friedman quotes here. Either way, it's from Friedman. I think the owner's feelings were a very, very big part of this, and that is the Kris Knoblauch firing. I think he was so upset at the way the season ended. I think he was the driving force. I don't think you can underestimate the role he played in making his feelings clear that significant changes needed to happen.
That's where I'll buy that there's maybe some dysfunction.
Just in the organization.
I think Paul Coffey has a lot of power. I think Paul Coffey has a lot of power because he is the ear of the owner and not because he's established himself as an executive or someone who knows how to build a winning hockey team from that position.
So you think that Daryl Cates is only angry because Paul Coffey told him stuff that made him angry?
I think Daryl Cates is angry, and I think Paul Coffey was
takes
on
it
the
to the next level with his insider information.
I think Paul Coffey goes, yeah, you got to fire the coach. I was there. I don't like him. Whatever. I'm paraphrasing these here, right? But I don't like him. You're right, DK. It's bullshit that we lost, and we're not going to win till we get a new coach. And I think Jeff Jackson and Stan Bowman, who are hired to make these decisions and who are front office executives, I think they maybe might have been on the side of let's keep the coach, give him new assistants, and see how this thing goes. And I think maybe there's an owner and what is Paul Coffey's title? An advisor to the owner. I think they carry a lot of power, and I think that's what led to the split internally on what to do coaching wise.
But your GM came here, was given a coach and not an opportunity to bring in his own coach. This would be an opportunity for him to bring in his own coach.
What if he didn't want to? What if he thinks Kris Knoblauch is a good coach, and now he's being told, nope, you're hiring Bruce Cassidy?
How often do we hear that in a GM though?
I believe Stan Bowman was fine with keeping Kris Knoblauch next year.
Really?
I do too.
Really?
So then you don't think he looks, so you think he looks more at himself about the roster makeup rather than how the team was eventually played by their coach?
I think he said this team won when we had really good experienced assistant coaches on the bench, and then we didn't have experienced assistant coaches and we lost. Maybe this guy just needs a better staff. At the end of the day, Kris Knoblauch's been to 2 cup finals in 2.5 years of being an NHL head coach. That's
but he
impressive.
also jumped on a train that was moving already.
Sure, but that train should still be hypothetically moving.
It still is.
Yeah.
I think it's currently halted.
Listen, like
Halted?
I agree.
I don't.
No, at this moment in time, the train is at the station and it's picking up some passengers and it's dropping some people off. Right? Is it not? Is that not what's happening?
For the record,
Confirmed. That is how trains work.
I think this team needs a new voice, and I'm totally on board
Yeah.
with Bruce Cassidy being that guy because I think he's a tremendous coach and a tremendous fit. I just also think it's reasonable to look at how this decision's been made and be like, is there a little bit of dysfunction in this organization in terms of what's the flow of things? What's the org chart?
Do you think it's a bad thing?
Why'd you point at me?
I don't know. It's a nice, better collective buzzword to use.
Do you think it's a bad thing
it.
that the owner is putting his 2 cents in that way?
Yes.
Yes, because that's not your job, man.
But,
your job's to cut checks and hire
we
people.
allowed Rielly to go so far because Nicholson didn't make a move, and everyone got mad at Cates for not taking care of that sooner.
Did we?
When I say everybody, I refer more to the people yelling on Twitter and just kind of what you read. Maybe not necessarily what happens around this table.
I also don't think it's overly surprising that an owner would be real mad when his 100 million plus profit machine did not spit that out.
Well,
And he's also flirting with losing your golden goose.
Yeah, I don't think that is.
Yeah.
Like Connor just signed a 2-year extension, and to have the last year before it kicks in go this way, I don't really think it's surprising that the owner would be mad.
And do you think it's bad that he did?
I don't think so.
Because I think at the end of the day, he's above everybody, and he's more than welcome to
It's his team.
fire his shit downwards.
Because
And then if you get
he is the
yelled
one
at
that
by your boss-
signs the checks.
Yeah.
So I also think that like when we were doing this a couple of weeks ago, everybody thought Kris Knoblauch was going. I don't know why Daryl Cates' opinion would be any different.
Yeah.
well, and that's the thing, and I've never actually heard anybody else kind of lay it out with the Paul Coffey angle there, just because like I thought. I felt like it was just a foregone conclusion after we heard McDavid and Leon openly questioning coaching decisions.
And I think the players are probably kind of open to it based on what they've said. Like, again, and if I sound like I'm taking both sides of this argument, I think it's because this is a very like convoluted situation that played out behind the scenes. I think the owner's pissed. I think the players are pissed. But I also think it's management's job to have like a calmer, more 10,000 foot view of things and not just sit there and go, fuck, we lost to Anaheim, fire that guy. Which is how I think the owner reacts, and at times I think that's kind of how these players react.
But if you were to say that, wouldn't that therefore mean that you had a decent regular season? Because I think the regular season was
Bad regular seasons, why I'm totally fine with this change happening.
And based on that, though, wouldn't you therefore say that the GM isn't really overreacting to losing to Anaheim per se? That it's the loss to Anaheim plus the regular season and putting that all together and going, that's the 90 games of fucking shite?
Yeah.
Plus the fact that we weren't able to get over the hump the last 2 seasons?
Yeah.
From a fine program called Oilersnation Every Day.
Oh, this is.
David Pagnotta jumped on. This was a couple of days ago. And I quote, "There's been frustration in the room with how his tactics have been implemented. I think some frustration in how some guys have been deployed. I don't have a full scope of it, but from what I've heard from some people in that room, there's been some head scratching and some second guessing as to the decision process. When you're loading up Leon and Connor and you've got Kasperi Kapanen on the other side, it really raises some eyebrows."
I mean,
Cheeks didn't deserve that straight.
Yeah, Cheeks takes some
He
shrapnel.
was pretty good.
it does sound funny when you say like, "Oh, they put," like when we look back at that on paper, it'll be like, "Holy shit, why did Kapanen play that?" But then in context, he had 5 goals.
He played well.
Played very well. Yeah, I mean, like based on name recognition, there, I guess it's funky. But who else would you put there? Hyman?
I mean, in that
and
moment.
then all of a sudden, what do you have on your second line?
Yeah, I don't know. I also like.
I will say this: I know not everybody thinks that way. Some players were okay with the coach.
Who?
Just that's what I guess.
Describe them.
I also think like Connor was on one leg, Hyman was hurt, all that stuff. My willingness to, or my on boardness with changing the coach kind of has nothing to do with how the Anaheim series played out. I'm more along the lines of like the regular season was.
I agree.
Blah.
Yeah,
the standards dropped significantly.
The Anaheim series, I thought was gonna, well, maybe not Anaheim per se, but the playoffs was gonna change things, and they didn't change.
I just think, man, I would love for the Oilers to take the regular season seriously.
Yeah.
It would
But at that point,
Play like
they
you
may have
practice.
been taking it seriously. They just underachieved,
I don't know if they were, just because of how many times we heard, well, we'll turn it on when it turns.
but they weren't able to.
I know, and that's what I mean. Like, I don't know
They fixed it a
that.
little bit for a bit, and then they went back to making the same mistakes. And
That's why I
that
want
is
them
why at the end of the day, I'm
grinding.
looking at the coach.
Game 1, just as much as game 83.
Which is why I think they need a hard ass coach and a
Say
fresh
game
voice to
83?
motivate them.
Yeah.
Well, next
That's
year
game
there's
one of the
80
playoffs.
Next year there's 84
No,
games.
that's what I mean.
boys.
Like, I want them
touche.
to be playing with intense. I know we can't do it all 82 games,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like
yeah,
game
yeah.
1, game 83, or 85.
And I
post.
think that at the end of the day, that falls on your coach. After it filters through everything, it's your coach.
Liam, you guaranteed Bruce Cassidy on Oilers Nation every day. I saw you say
Is that
it.
right?
Do you still feel that way?
I mean, yeah. It's hard not to.
Back to Friedman. Bruce Cassidy and Stan Bowman have history. Both were scouts in Chicago and enjoyed working together. Doesn't mean it's 100% confirmed they'll get him, but there's definitely familiarity there. Friedman also believes if it is Cassidy, he would be the perfect candidate to unlock Trent Frederick.
Yes, that's what we got to do. It reminds me of a time I was watching an NFL game and they were like, no, this organization's really unlocked Case Keenum. And I was like, is that a guy who can be unlocked? Like, what does unlocking Trent Frederick look like?
You locked him up.
Well, yeah, right? Like, I think Trent Frederick might have locked up Trent Frederick.
Case Keenum, that's a gutter.
It was, me and my buddies quote it all the time. It's like, listen, you got to just try to unlock Case Keenum.
God.
Well, get your notes out and let's figure out when we hire Cassidy.
Oh, we gonna do a little prediction?
We can do that, yeah. I think it's going to be Bruce or bust. And listen, like, again, could a fresh voice benefit some guys, like a Freddie and all that? Yeah, totally.
Are there any, before we do our predictions on Bruce Cassidy, any other coaches that would interest you if it is not Bruce Cassidy?
In this exact situation.
Not Craig Berube, yes. No
Anyone
former
but Craig
Leafs
Berube,
guys.
yeah.
I would have time for Laviolette.
Yep, me too. I'm with that.
Yeah. But yeah, not Berube, please.
2-man list for me. It's Laviolette and Bruce.
There you go.
Is that only because of the experience? What's the other dude?
What about the
Carle.
other Bruce?
David Carl's not leaving Denver. Bruce Boudreau, I think too old.
Is he at University of Denver?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would never.
Why wouldn't you want to take the step up?
Because he is, the way it was phrased to me was people who are self-employed have less job security than David Carle. He makes millions, knows he can coach there for the next 30 years if he wants to, runs a sweet program, gets to coach Team USA whenever he wants to at the World Juniors, like lives in Denver. He just, by all accounts, loves his life there. And he doesn't want to leave for a job where he's going to get gassed in 2 years.
The other thing, too, is NCAA is on the up. And he wins every year and he can just pick whatever plays he wants to come to his program.
Yeah, but at that point, isn't life too easy? You want to take the next step? Like,
I don't think college hockey's like that.
Who's the winningest coach in college hockey history? The fact nobody knows says something.
But I think, too, like college hockey is just a lot different. Like the
You can
security
go
is
to
a big
football
thing.
and everybody knows, right?
You think of the college hockey is just so much security. Like the guy, what program was it? Mercyhurst. They just closed down their Division I program. Their head coach had been there for 40 years. Like he never left, and I'm sure they never really considered firing him because they're like, yeah, he's doing fine.
Yeah, but Carl's a young guy, isn't he?
He is, he's 36. Very
The old dude's was
Very young.
Arguably,
yeah.
though, the changes to the NCAA that have recently come into it will start to force some of the programs to try and compete against each other. And
maybe, yeah.
maybe
It will
some of that
definitely
stability.
depend on the stuff.
Yeah.
But like Denver,
yeah, I'm
I mean, I feel like, but like they're not a big they're not a big school.
Yeah.
Like he has built that program, and it's been a good program for a long time. It's not just him, of course. The foundation was there as well, but like he continued to build on top of that, and I think he's just done such a great job that, like, I don't know, I wouldn't leave either.
College football shows us there are some guys that are more than happy just staying and being a college football coach, but it also shows us some guys want to take a step up. It also shows us when they take a step up, it doesn't always work out.
It doesn't always work, yeah.
Exactly. But I have no idea who this guy is. I heard his name 3 days ago. It's the first I've ever heard of him. To be that steadfast to the fact he doesn't want to leave.
Apparently, Chicago last year offered him $25 million, and he said, "Thanks, no thanks. I like being in Denver."
Awesome.
They must pay.
25 over what? Like 27 years?
5 by 5. He would have been one of the most.
What's he get paid right now?
He would have been one of the richest coaches in colleges or in the NHL, and he was like, "No, I'm good."
Wow.
He doesn't want to leave.
And I know, like, Bedard's there already. Yeah. Like, it wasn't like he said no the next day they won the lottery and drafted Bedard. So he said no to one of the biggest up-and-coming players in the world.
Yeah, and to, like, be the head coach of the Chicago Blackhawks. He apparently said no to it.
That rocks.
What about the Barry
My
Colts
guy's chilling here.
I respect the fuck out of it. Like you said, like, isn't life too easy? Is life too easy if you can pick your international jobs, make millions a year, and coach on the weekends?
Or, like, the counter is like, why make it harder?
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Like, why? Like, I don't know. I would stay where he is if I was him.
All right, let's talk a little betting friend. Oh, a couple of things I wanted to, before we get to the betting segment. What I wanted to say.
Can I ask a delicious debate? It ties in. Actually, no, I'll ask it in the betting segment.
Okay. Just real quick, opening game for Canada. 2 assists for Daryl today.
Congrats. How many did Rielly have? I don't think he's a...
But he's on vacation with Tessa Virtue, and I know where I'd rather be.
And Matthias Ekholm also scored in that game.
Shut it. And Matthias Ekholm scored while Darnell Nurse fell on top of his goalie. Don't show that clip to the Leafs. Show the clips of the assists.
Is that actually what happened?
Yeah, it's very funny.
That's pretty sweet. All right. And then he was here at the office today. Sonny was here. How do I say the last name?
Sakon.
Sonny Sakon has been nominated for the Willie O'Ree Community Hero Award. I think we put our efforts behind getting him to win that award.
You can vote every single day.
Yep.
I was unaware.
Mm-hmm.
Go do it.
Yeah, I did it yesterday. I didn't know I could do it again today.
Today's a new day, Rick.
It is. I just found this out.
Well, there goes my hot performer of the week. But you can go listen to his interview on Oilers Nation every day. It was awesome. Sonny does unbelievable work in a whole bunch of different parts of the city and the sports community. So, yeah, he's great.
He was also here today, and I think we're going to have him in some content if I remember, because Alicia Dog was filming him today with a microphone in his hand.
Yep.
Yeah.
So go get your votes in. You can vote every single day. I just want to read. I'm trying to find this where the winner of the Willie O'Ree Community Hero Award presented by Hyundai will be announced in June. So we got some time here.
No. You don't have time.
Voting's over like next week.
9 days.
9 days.
May 25th.
Okay.
24th.
Oh, I see. The award is being given out in June.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got 9 days left. Go get your votes in. This is for community excellence in sport. So go vote for our man, Sonny. All right. Now let's do some bet and talk for our friends at Bet365. Check out Bet365's 3-goal early payout. When your team goes up by 3, you get paid. That simple. Download the app today. Must be 19 years old or older. Please play responsibly. So here's what we got in the NHL playoffs currently. Colorado, Vegas. That's your West.
They're still around?
As far as I know.
Yeah.
Hurricanes have been waiting for ages. They're chilling. Montreal up 3-2 in that series against Buffalo. You guys watching any of it?
Yeah, watching quite a bit of Montreal. It's awesome.
I'm watching Montreal, Buffalo. Couldn't care less about the other series.
No, I try to get into Anaheim, Vegas. I just can't fucking do it.
It was super boring for me.
Yeah.
Could not. What about you, Liam? You said you were no hockey watching. You standing fast?
I watched the end of Colorado. Who did they play?
Mini.
Because I had a bet. And it's honestly...
You had a bet on the comeback?
No, I had a bet before, and it took the comeback for me to hit it. It was
incredible.
Stupid.
I was watching that just because I watch every elimination game. And I remember I exclaimed, "Oh shit," when they scored the first goal.
McKinnon scored. I don't really know how he scored.
Sick.
It was great.
Yeah.
People were really chirping them for having Jacob Middleton on the ice, which I think is a bit unfair because Jacob Middleton, that's his name, right?
Yeah.
He's a really good defenseman.
And Brodeen's hurt.
Brodeen's hurt. People like, Hughes should be out there. It's like, well, Hughes played like 30 plus minutes and was just out there.
Yeah.
Like some other guys do need to play him. Middleton, get out there, block some shots, like whatever.
Here's the question I had. Mm-hmm. So we're going to assume Montreal gets past Buffalo for the sake of this exercise.
I will say, though, Game 6 in Montreal is be ripping in
It's
there.
going to be sick. Atmosphere will be awesome.
Is that today?
Saturday. Saturday night, Bell Center, Game 6.
Oh, that'll be lovely.
Yep.
There's no hockey tonight.
So the Bet365 order is Colorado, Carolina, Vegas, and Montreal. Put them in your order of who you. It's a dark, morbid question for Oilers fans. Put them in order from who you'd like to see win to who you'd least like to see win out of the 4 teams.
Easy.
So
Really?
while you guys are putting your thoughts together right now, currently the odds for the Stanley Cup as we sit today, the Avs are plus 130, the Hurricanes 160, the Golden Knights are plus 600, the Canadiens, the Habs are 850, and then the Sabres are plus 2,500 if you believe they can come back.
I will say the Avalanche because it really inspires this Oilers team to turn it around next year and do the exact same thing.
Brett Kulak ring.
Yep. And then Kulak's in there. Then I'm going Canadians. I go Hurricanes just because of the Taylor Hall effect. And then Vegas Golden Knights somewhere like 7th or 8th on that list.
So it's team like
Most you want to see win to least you want to see win.
I think Carolina winning would be fine because I think it's like least some consequential to the Oilers' sense of things. So that would be
Just
one.
my own
Looked at
feelings.
Rick and just watched Rick be defeated.
Yeah.
Well, me and Rick hold grudges, and we can for decades.
I honestly don't want any of the other teams to win. I don't want any of
Put them in order.
Colorado, I
you a pair
guess.
of pants.
Montreal and Vegas.
Montreal, then Vegas. Rick, you said it was easy.
It is easy.
Okay.
So there's only 4 teams, correct?
Yeah.
So there's a 4-way tie for last. It's all the 4 teams, and the team I want to win first is Hantavirus. End the season. Who cares about anything?
Holy
And
cow.
answer the question.
I did.
No, you got put them 1, 2, 3, 4.
Chooses hand to virus.
One of them's winning the Stanley Cup, Rick. You can live in fantasy Hanta Hente land or whatever you're talking about.
Hentai land. That's a different land.
It's on his computer.
Don't worry about what's on.
Honestly,
Thailand.
Montreal's last.
Okay.
Yeah, I fucking don't want them to win either.
Yeah, no, I don't want them to win. Honestly, you're going to hate it. 3 teams are fucking tied for last. Montreal, Carolina, and Vegas. And then if fucking Colorado wins, I don't give a shit. It's whatever.
The reality is I don't want any of these teams to have a good time, but I'm going to play along.
Thank you.
Cheer on the virus.
I don't want any of them to be anywhere other than locked on a cruise ship floating around in the ocean somewhere.
As a guy who runs a bar, you should be very much against another fucking virus.
Honestly, the way we bounced back, the shit was fucking popping.
Yeah. Shout out to all the people who
So-
got sick.
We definitely didn't follow the rules very well.
Didn't bounce back.
Hope
I got to think about this.
that again.
I got to think about this in the
shit. Sorry,
What?
you say this, and then I'm getting to some breaking news because it's wild.
Oh,
Should I
no,
open
look, don't look at
Twitter?
your
Should I
phone and
wait?
steal it.
Hantavirus has
Wow.
Delete's
Now I'm
been shut down.
completely distracted.
Okay, hold on.
Did something happen?
They just dropped the punishment for the Vegas Golden Knights not speaking to the media. Vegas is fined $100,000, and they've taken away their 2nd-round pick this year.
Whoa.
Hold on, wait, are you for real?
Yeah.
So what
Reese
is
has more.
like?
Reese has more.
I think it's Tortorella specifically that got fined
Yeah.
$100,000.
$100,000 fine for
Well, now he
Tortorella.
definitely can't buy the
No, you know. Damn it.
So
The club had
pocket
apparently
changing.
been warned previously that this could happen.
for the listeners who may not know, quick recap, please,
we're
Tyler.
going to get it back somehow.
Tortorella refused to.
This was going to be my co-performer, goddammit. Now I lost both of them today. John Tortorella refused to speak to the media. The Golden Knights refused to open their locker room to the media. They sent 1 player to a side room for reporters and 2 players to the podium, which violates all the
Are they
NHL.
Is this
angry
after
at
a
me?
loss?
So
No, they
Based on why are they angry? I don't hear
they're
it.
angry at the media because Braden McNabb got suspended. Somehow that's the media's fault in Torts' eyes.
Damn.
And then like the 2 players that went to the podium were like, we have to be on
We
a
have 10
bus in
minutes and we gotta go.
minutes. Yeah.
I'm just here so I don't get fined, kind of thing.
Yep.
They,
Nobody
to be fair,
cares.
they probably wouldn't have been there longer than 10 minutes
Play
anyway.
hard.
So that was kind of like, who even went? I think it was Marner and fucking.
It was
whoever
Marner and somebody.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Who was your 4?
That's great. They took away their 2nd-round pick.
That's awesome.
Which is like a beginning 3rd round.
Well, they'll get it back
Yeah.
somehow because
They're going to take ours.
yeah, the Oilers are going to lose a pick in this somehow.
Yeah, and Vegas is going to get it.
All right.
Because we were mean to Knoblauch.
To answer Tyler's question, I have to think in the only way that makes sense to me, and that is putting my business cap on. So that would actually have me cheering for the Habs to win for our friends at La Poche Bleu and Hockey with an Accent.
I want it to be the Oilers so bad. So like the fact that it wouldn't be the Oilers breaking the streak.
The Oilers have to break the
I know, but seeing what a cup parade would be like in Montreal, there's a part of my brain that's like, holy shit, the spectacle
The
of
city
it.
would go bananas.
The Alouettes can win.
But I also don't.
Yes. Let the Alouettes.
Yeah, let the Alouettes win. I also don't think, even if Montreal gets through Buffalo, I don't think they get through Carolina. So I think it's kind of a moot point anyway.
Fair.
So Montreal will be 1, and then the other 3, like, throw them on the floor in whatever order they may land. Yeah. I don't really care if Colorado wins. They've been so good all season. It just seems kind of like that's what's supposed to happen. I don't really care about them, but I just generally don't want any of these teams to have a good time. Yeah, because I'm petty. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. Only series we have locked in so far is Colorado and Vegas, and just to win the series outright, Colorado currently favored at -260 over Vegas.
Colorado -1.5 games is -115. I like that. I think they'll make quick work of them.
So that would be, explain that to me. That would be them winning in
6 or sooner.
Okay. All right. So there you have it. Little betting talk. Looking tomorrow, game 6, Montreal and the Sabres. Very early line, so these are going to move. Currently, the Montreal Canadiens, heavy favorites, -160. Buffalo, the Dogs on the road at +135. Over-under is set at 6.5. And the spread, if you think the Canadiens are going to win by 2 or more, which they did yesterday, that is +160.
The second-round pick the Golden Knights got taken away is their last second-round pick for the next 4 drafts.
Oh, yeah.
Does that? I wonder if that affects their because they have a couple of trade.
No, that one,
implications.
it's the only pick that doesn't. You can look at the other ones and see the dots.
Hannafin, and then there was the.
I'm sorry. I think it was
good
just
that
awesome.
the league did that, to be honest, because I won't take away too much of your co-performer.
Last thing in the betting segment before I ruin Tyler's all his hot and cold performers. Jays, Tigers today. Trey Savage on the bump.
Happy trade day.
Jays are favored on the money line at -125. The Tigers are +105. They've been a little stinky and mediocre, so the Jays need to win this series.
Quick heads up for everybody. This is one of those stupid-ass games. Not on Sportsnet, only Apple TV.
Correct.
And that is at 3:45. So there you have it.
No free ads, Rick.
There you have it. Yeah, no free ads. Check out Bet365's 3-goal early payout. When your team goes up 3, you get paid. It's that simple. Download the app today. Must be 19 years old or older. Moving into Ask the Idiots. I got 4 questions here, friends, and we will give this to Daily Faceoff. The playoff coverage continues over at Daily Faceoff. Tyler, what was on Daily Faceoff Live today?
DFO Live with David Quadrelli. Talking about the big news in Vancouver. The Sedins are in as the presidents of the hockey team. Ryan Johnson, co-presidents. Someone made a good point. If the Sedin brothers have a very similar thinking brain, did you not just pay twice as much money for the same
True,
thing?
fact. And you have to get bunk
Yeah,
beds.
but one's about big business, and then the other one's thinking of small-minded stuff. So it's
Oh, you're
inside
doing
and
the
outside.
we're doing the
ideas.
office bit here.
But yeah, we had quads.
Who's Jim and who's Michael Scott?
I don't even know enough about them, but I was surprised because Canucks fans have been pretty like jaded or whatever with the club over the last few years, and I was curious how they'd view this. He says the fan base is fired up. He said hope has returned with the Sedins back,
Complete opposite of the Toronto announcement.
which is what I said. I was like, the Leafs thought bringing back Sundin would make the whole franchise be like,
Fix everything.
yes, Mats is back. Instead, they were all like, what the fuck? This guy's been working hockey in 20 years.
You co-signed this shit, Mats? What?
And then the Canucks bring back the Sedins, and their fan base is like, let's go.
What have they been doing?
Hilarious.
Nothing.
They were ambassadors or something like that.
Yeah,
weren't
they were. Yeah.
Oh, so they were just like an honorary title.
I think they were even living in Van.
You know.
Well, it's very convenient if they don't even have to move, you know? All right. Well, Ask the Idiots, friends. 4 questions. We're going to rip through these. We talked about this a bunch, but this one comes in from Blake. Liam, how much of the blame should actually go on Kris Knoblauch for the way the season ended?
You know, I've been asked this question a few times, actually. How much of the blame goes on him for the way the season ended? I'll say, I think injuries play the biggest factor. So, not all of it. I don't know. I'm terrible at putting numbers and percentages on things. So, I don't know. Let's just say, 40%. I still think at some point, it does come down to you making decisions on, hey, McDavid's ankle's broken. Maybe let's not play him 24 minutes. Just a thought.
Where's that pie chart that we did a couple weeks ago?
I don't know. I think,
Erased. It was on a
Rick
whiteboard.
ate it.
Do you remember what we said for coaching at that time?
I think we said 25-30%.
Yeah, I think I did too.
It's a large chunk.
Enough for you to lose your job over.
Can I say, though, I only think there's two categories to blame in the way the season ended, because your GM becomes irrelevant when the playoffs begin.
But he builds a team that's there.
Yeah, but I think it becomes more of like the on-ice product and like how it's distributed. That's why I would say about 40%.
Rick, what's your number?
A large chunk. Let's go 73.
Dan, what do you got?
I'm gonna stick at our usual our past 30%. Yeah. I just don't I don't necessarily believe that he was the reason that the team was where they were, but I think that a different coach could have changed the outcome to improve it. So there, 30%.
Todd, we got
35%. Yeah, I just think he wears a lot of it in this season, and the regular season being as poor as it was set them up for playoff failure. So that's kind of why he wears a pretty big chunk of it. But I do think, again, the goaltending stuff, that hurt him. His assistants were his jobs. Maybe I'll go higher. I'll say 40.
I'm going to go 50-50. I think tactically there's some stuff that he didn't do well, but I also think the players on the ice are the ones that actually play, and they deserve some blame too.
Yeah.
So, moving on, reversing the order. This one comes in from Brendan. Tyler, what would you qualify as a successful offseason for Stanley Bowman?
Oh, God.
Reestablish my confidence in the goaltending, add a top 6 piece, and find a way to run back the same blue line. I have it down at 20% that they can move on from Darnell Nurse. So my hope for the blue line is they can run it back the same. I want an established top 6 piece, and I want fresh goaltending that has me feeling confident.
Dan, what's a good offseason for Stan Bowman?
I don't know, because I feel like I've been giving him credit for the off seasons that he's had, and I not necessarily, when I look back on it, do I feel like it was a successful? So I think the goaltending situation just has to be figured out and has to be solidified as to what we're doing before I feel like anything too exciting. I don't know. I guess those are the benchmarks that you create. But yeah, to me, the goaltending situation is number one, and it's a Stan Bowman creation of his own. So let's see how we can get out of it.
Rick, what do you got?
Well, he's starting off on the right foot because he got rid of his coach. I think a lot of your goaltending issues can be taken care of by playing properly in front of them, and I think that's where your coaching staff has to bring along. Then you got to find a scoring forward to hang out with the others, because whether you like it or not, Hyman and Nuge are probably not going to keep doing what they've been doing, so you're going to have to replace them. You need to find the coach that's going to fix a lot of your on-ice issues from last year, and you need someone to help the big guy score.
Busy offseason. Liam, what do you got?
It could only be 2 pieces.
I don't really have an answer, because I'm tired of saying what is successful and not successful, because every time I think it's good, it turns out to be pretty shit, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's a Seinfeld episode.
I was pretty excited about Victor Arvidsson.
I was excited about Mangiapane, and I was excited because they didn't overpay for someone, and they ended up overpaying for him.
And they had to pay to get rid of him.
They had to pay to get out. So, yeah, I'm sorry. What was this guy's name? Blake?
Brendan.
Brendan?
Yep.
I don't have an answer, Brendan.
Man.
I hope you have a good summer.
I think, number one, you gassed your coach. You better get the guy you wanted.
Yeah.
It's clear that based on, Friedman's reporting, the owner was mad, doesn't really care about the $3 million they're going to have to pay Nobby this year.
$500 million in the last 2 seasons, not including this one.
Exactly. So go get your man. Good. And if that's Bruce Cassidy, back the Brinks truck up. Make sure you get him.
Whatever necessary.
Next, top 6 forward, but legitimate top 6 forward. A guy
at least $8 million.
If it's an $8 million guy, great. But I want a guy who you look at his hockey DB page and you go, fuck me, that guy's going to score us 30 this year.
Look at the old guide and record book.
I want to look at the guide and record book and know what we're getting and not hope that we're getting something.
Yep.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
No more middling stuff. Save your money and go get a big dog.
Yeah. Going to jump right in the middle. Dan, you're up. This one comes in from Kevin. If you could ask Stan Bowman one honest question, what are you asking him?
How long I would like to know how the Tristan Jarry trade all kind of played out. I would ask a question around the timelines as to when he offered that, when it was offered to him, all those kinds of questions.
I'm just going to piggyback off Dan. That's my answer too. I need to know the inside of the Jarry trade, and if there's something that publicly we just aren't being told or we aren't getting.
Rick, what's your question?
What broke the Rantanen deal from last year?
Ooh, good question.
Thank you.
What do you got?
Are you in charge, or is it Daryl Case? Are you his puppet? Like, are you running the show here? Like,
I don't even know
what's
what,
happening?
puppet or figurehead or whatever you want to use. Yeah.
Who's making the calls? That's what I want to know.
Would your
And why
life
are
be
you the way that you are?
Yeah, well, I
Would
was
your
gonna say,
life
what
be
is
better
wrong with
or
you?
worse if Paul Coffey wasn't around? That would be my question to Stan Bowman.
My question would be, what the fuck are you going to do, man? Pressure's on. I want to know what he's thinking.
That proves what kind of person he is, because sometimes you want to have the ball in your hand at the end of the game, and that's when you succeed. That's when big players play.
Yeah,
This
I
is
wanna
your
know.
opportunity, man. Ball's
Lights are
in your
bright.
hand, clock's ticking down, whatever analogy you want to use. If you're the player, if you're the guy, here's your time to shine. And I think you will.
Lights are bright. All right, final question. This is the most important one, I would argue. Rick, I will start with you.
Hot dogs.
Dana wants, well, pretty close, actually. Dana wants to know, you've been put on death row for a heinous crime that you absolutely committed.
Right.
What is your last meal?
Okay, definitely not hot dogs. Well, I can eat a lot, so let's go with the large, about like an 18 to 20 ounce ribeye. I'm going to want some king crab legs.
Ooh, nice.
I want a double baked stuffed potato and a large Caesar salad, maybe a calamari to start.
Oh, that's lovely.
Thank you.
Liam, your last meal after you've committed a heinous crime that landed you on death row.
Just a pizza.
Okay.
A good pepperoni pizza.
Nice.
Go out the way I usually do.
What?
Yeah. When I want to go down, just give me a good slice.
You are a man who loves a slice. I've seen it happen. Dan, what is your last meal on death row?
When I want to go down, I don't choose pizza. No, I don't know. Like I'm not sure what to me. It's I would pick there's some death row inmate that picked like the most elaborate menu ever, like just something from everywhere, right? Make them go out and like get you a cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory. I want a slice of secret pizza from Secret Pizza in Las Vegas. Like I'm gonna go extra with it, but the last thing I want is some good homemade pierogies in there. So yeah, big smorgasbord of food that I would not be I'd like eat one piece of everything just to piss them off.
What do you got, Tyler? What's your last meal?
I like when they do like a big, like a fancy restaurant does like a big piece of steak with like the shrimp on top of it. That's good. That's my meal.
Just a steak with some shrimp?
Mashed potatoes and veggies on the side.
Okay.
Of course.
We're all gonna die
But
so
like
fast.
when you get like the buttery shrimp on top, oh, it's so good. And like charred too. I like it when it's like
course.
really, really cooked, like black.
What do you got, Rooster? What's your last meal?
The shrimp, not the steak, by the way. Medium rare.
Similar to Tyler's, steak and lobster
Very
with a
nice.
side of mac and cheese.
You're going to enjoy that.
Put the lobster in the mac, Playboy.
I was kind of thinking about that, but then you can't dip it in the butter.
Yeah, who says?
Go sit down one day, find the king crab legs. I promise you, they are 10 times better than lobster.
Yeah, but it's so much work.
No, king crab legs are already split. All you do is you scoop them right out.
Huh.
This
Or
ain't snow
that's
crab.
part of the play, though, if you got to work at it.
Yeah, no, I don't want to work for it. It should be split for you. You just got the little mini fork and you scoop it right on out. It's divine.
I really want everything that you said because I love king crab legs.
Yeah.
Fuck, are they good?
You can, buddy, right into the butter.
So I think I don't want to die. So I think I'm going to make my last meal last as long as possible. So I'm going to go 12-foot party sub.
I'm not done yet. It's been 3 days. I'm not done yet.
All you
Exactly.
can eat prawns.
Yep. So I'm
keep
going to go
eating.
to the 12-foot
I
party
ain't
sub.
done yet.
Slide on into my DMs or on any platform, Twitter, Instagram, whatever you want, except Blue Sky because I don't look there.
Yeah, don't contact me on there either.
I will ask your questions. The boys don't get to hear these before we record. Finally, let's wrap it up. Hot and cold performers, and we will present this by, let's just do Nation Gear. NationGear.ca. Go beautify your torso. Start with our veggies as we always do. Tyler, your cold performer of the week.
Well, I was going to do torts, and like my mini rant on it is the people who are like, who gives a shit about the media or the media's access? If you have ever watched a clip of a press conference, a clip from a morning skate, been like, I wonder who the Oilers are starting tonight, and then found out at noon instead of right before a puck drop, wondered about a healthy scratch or anything like that. You only get that stuff because there's media, so like shut up. My other cold performer of the week is Garrick Higo, who got a 2-stroke penalty for being late to his tee time at the PGA Championship, and when asked about it said, quote, "I was there on time, but the rule is if you're 1 second late, you're late. So if you think about it, I was there on time, if you know what I mean, but you weren't. You were 1 second late, and
not on time.
And you kind of look like an idiot." So
All of those words, no, I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, he's my cold performer of the week.
Nation Dan, you are back. You're a cold performer of the week.
Well, while I was away, all of our data got stolen, and that's a pretty cold performer for me. But my cold performer of the week is going to go to One Sportsnet for deciding to use AI to create Nick Suzuki's child that had not yet been photographed. And also the AI just took to the trouble of readjusting his wife Caitlin's face and body so that she didn't even look like who she is. So Sportsnet, for you opting to use AI in the middle of your broadcast for no reason really at all, other than to say congratulations to somebody that hadn't yet shared a photo of a baby, you get my cold performer of the week.
Are you thrilled? I'm not.
Rick, what do you got? Cold performer of the week.
Nate McKinnon. Where the fuck was that in January or February?
I thought you were upset he was wearing flippies in the pool.
No, I'll give him that. That's all right.
That's a joke. That's an absolute joke is what it is.
People were making fun of him for wearing his flippers in the pool. I just think that looks fun.
Great time.
I think you'd have a great time. Liam, cold performer of the week.
I mean, the weather. I mean, we've got to May long. It's been nice all week. We get to the day before, we have these crazy winds. I'm going to Nordegg this weekend, and we have a forest fire warning and a snowfall warning and a wind warning and a rain warning. How?
Hitting for the cycle.
How does that work?
You should stay here.
I probably should. That's mine. No weather.
Boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
I couldn't think of anything for cold performer of the week, so I'm going to say my cold performer this week is Tyler, and it is for specifically the game of 501 that we played yesterday on Real Life.
Fucked you guys.
Where he royally fucked Wanya and I, ruined our undefeated streak because he had me busting on Zach Hyman going over.
Clip that. Thank you. On Zach Hyman.
I did not make you bust on Zach Hyman.
Whoa.
He made me bust on Zach
in the
Hyman
context of this.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, clip
First
all those,
consent,
please.
And now this.
for saying that the bust number was 160 and not 180. Tyler
bad.
busting me for busting on Zach Hyman.
Jesus.
Oh, man.
You guys are all inappropriate and have your minds in the gutter.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah, it really did.
Good button, Reese.
That was a good button. All right. Hot performers of the week. Reverse. Oh, I'll give Reese one. What's your cold performer?
You're on the show, man.
Stan Bowman just didn't get anything that I wanted out of his press conference after he fired Knoblauch. That's my cold performer.
You're still a young man, though. You'll learn that just don't ever expect the GM to say anything.
Yeah.
Any sport, no.
Expectations.
If you get
Doesn't
one,
matter.
if you get one, hold on to it to your life.
Yeah, like if he says something interesting, like, cool. You go, oh my God, that's cool. You know what the other problem was? He didn't even give us any quotes that could end up on a t-shirt.
No toilet
Yeah,
seats?
no toilet seats shit.
It's a bunch of brown bananas. Anyway, cold performer of the week. Liam, you're up first. Or sorry, hot performer of the week. You're up first.
It's my friend Zach's bachelor party this weekend. That's why I'm going to Nordegg.
So it's his fault. You have to go out there.
Yeah. But he's a pretty funny guy. And I made this AI photo. Sorry, I made this myself. It's not AI. I have him as Andre the Giant with 156 beers. And I just think this is a very fun. That's why I was chuckling
excellent.
through the podcast.
Excellent.
So this guy, that's actually a real photo of him with the fire, though. That wasn't fake. The beer's fake.
Andre the Giant outfit?
Well, he's a big fella. He's just not that tall.
I meant more the onesie than his size. Yeah.
Pour it on!
Yeah,
Pour it on. There you go. Rick, hot performer of the week.
I was giving him a hard time Wednesday night because I didn't like the way he was handling some of those pitches. I really didn't like the fact he took that ball and didn't challenge it in the ninth, but he walked off of the grand slam home run to end the game, so we'll give it to Varsho.
Needed that one
Reese
too.
Button.
The big guy is
The second strike was so high, though. You didn't challenge it.
From down 2 runs in the 10th inning to covering the run line. I love baseball.
Dan, hot from the week.
I was really struggling to find one this week. I just had a lot of fun with the NFL schedule release. There was a lot of fun.
Titans one was funny.
What's that? Sorry,
The Titans one was really
That was
funny.
so good.
that was the.
Lookalikes not looking
That
alike.
dude
Yeah.
looked-
Yes.
So, hey, Miles Garrett.
Yes.
Little white kid.
Just fun to watch sports teams have a little bit of fun with that stuff. Like I think it was the Patriots had like all their players on a roller coaster and just fun stuff to have. So the NFL and its season schedule launch.
They've done studies, 60% of the time, it works every time.
Also
doesn't make
notably
sense.
hilarious that the NFL had to reach out to its clubs to ensure they didn't talk about a certain something in their schedule release videos.
No, I think it was they told them the Rossini thing. They were like, "We trust your judgment," because the Cardinals or someone did put a joke in.
There was
The Chargers did too.
Yeah, the Chargers did.
New York
Rossini
Post,
variable
there was
joke.
like a notification from the New York Post, and there was something about a photo.
Did you
dump.
see the one that the Chargers did for the Raiders one? Or is that you had to keep, so I think it was to buy tickets somewhere, keep scanning a QR code. And the minute video was like a minute video, and you just had to fast forward it. And at the end, it just had an L. And they couldn't get tickets or something like that. So it's tough.
My tie guy, hot from the week.
Drizzy Drake, 3 albums. I'm not done Iceman yet, but there's a handful of just fucking bangers on it early on. So Drake, hot performer.
Woo! Friday, baby. Yeah, let's celebrate Friday. Woo!
I was also going to say 3 new albums from Drake. You text me that we were getting 3 new albums last night. I knew Iceman was coming. Very exciting. A nice weekend full of music.
So did he sing Iceman and Jumpman?
That's another one of his songs. There's no song called Iceman on the
No,
album.
there's
though.
not. Okay, gotcha.
So I will also give a button to Drake.
Put some respect.
Aubrey's been busy.
Aubrey.
Put some respect on my name.
I heard he shouted out Vasily Podkolzin.
Who wouldn't?
I have a listen.
Young Reese, your hot performer of the week, please.
My hot performer, Sidney Crosby, going out to the World Championships and being courteous enough to let Macklin Celebrini keep the captaincy. I think that's sick. It's like definitely a passing of the baton in the sport. Kind of does suck that like McDavid kind of got skipped over in the whole thing, but
If
10
Sid
more
retires
years.
when they go to the Olympics in 4 years, Connor will get the C.
totally,
He already had it.
Oh, yeah.
He was the captain for that game.
totally. But wish that it was more poetic in Connor.
Give yourself a button.
All right, Jumpman, press the button.
Cash money.
You're not supposed to shit on his hot performer of the week.
Just throws in like 8 disclaimers on it.
Took too long. Come on.
Yeah, you got to get it out.
I want to see what Rick wants to show me.
Nothing to show. Just maybe a story.
Okay.
Oh, I was.
Send these mics off.
Yep. But before we do, there's only one thing left to do. And Dan, you've been away for a couple of weeks, so would you please leave us some words of hope?
Well, like the winds that blew in yesterday, things can change on a dime. So stay frosty, everyone.
Thank
There
you,
you go.
Iceman.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.